So today we are going to read about the non-union of fracture and its management, presented by Dr. Ishwar Mina, Assistant Professor at MGM University. So what is the definition for non-union? Non-union is a fracture that is minimum of 9 months post occurrence and it is not healed and has not shown any radiological progression for more than 3 months. And we called it as a non-union. Now a non-union is a fracture that has not and is not going to heal. And same like non-union is delayed union, a fracture that requires more time than usual to heal and show progression over time. We called it delayed union. So today's topic is non-union and what are the factors affecting the union of the bone. Those are followings: the host factor, injury pattern, depend on surgeons, depend on what kind of treatment is given, and infection. Now what are the host factors? Like smoking. The smoking is the most important factor causing non-union. Age-related changes, in old age it is more common. Diabetic endocrinopathology, other disease like thyroid, parathyroid disorder, and then vitamin D deficiency and its. The other one is malnutrition and alcohol abuse. And some medication also can affect the union of bone, that is like steroid, chemotherapy and bisphosphonate. Sometimes it depends upon the bone quality and the vascular status. Balance, compliance with weight bearing restriction. Sometimes it's also depend on the psychiatric condition and dementia. Now the second one is smoking. It decreases. Why smoking is more important? Because it decreases the peripheral oxygen tension and is dampen the peripheral blood flow. Well documented difficulties in wound healing in patients who smoke. Now the third one is diabetes. The best studies in ankle and pilon fractures. Complicated diabetics, those with end organ disease like neuropathy, renal dysfunction. This increased the rate of infection and soft tissue complications. Increased the rate of non-union, time to union significantly longer. And prolonged non-weight bearing is required in these patients. Inability to control response to trauma can result in hyperemia, osteopenia, and osteoclastic bone resorptions. Example: Charcot arthropathy. Now the fourth one is fracture and injury factors. Sometimes it also depend upon the high energy trauma, like the fracture mechanism, the motor vehicle accident or fall from standing. Open or closed fracture, the bone loss, soft tissue injury, and bone involved and anatomical location. The etiology sometimes depend upon the surgeon. If surgeon does more excessive soft tissue strapping, improper or unstable fixation, and absolute stability like gap due to distraction or poor reduction, and relative stability is excessive motion at the fracture site. Instability is inadequate stabilization, resorption of the bone at fracture site. Anatomical location of the fracture sometimes depend upon the anatomical location of fracture. Some area of skeleton are at risk for non-union due to anatomical vascular consideration. Example: proximal fifth metatarsal femoral neck fracture, carpal scaphoid, and sometimes the open diphyseal tibial fracture are the classical example with high rate of non-union throughout the literature. Now what are the other risk factors like iatrogenic cause, like poor reduction, the fracture has not reduced properly, unstable fixation, and bone devitalization. Then the infection, the most common cause of non-union is in orthopedics is infection. It may be obvious: open draining wound, erythema, inadequate soft tissue coverage. Subclinical is more difficult. High index of suspicion. If ESR and CRP may indicate infection, then provide baseline values to follow after debridement and antibiotic therapy. See the example in the picture. The bone is the plate which is fixed to the fracture side is already exposed because of the infection, and there is no soft tissue coverage. So it's an infection and loss of soft tissue covering. Now what is the classification? The classification is depend upon the site and what type of callus is formed over the fracture site. The site are most commonly diphyseal and metaphyseal. Then the metaphyseal again subdivided into two types, the extraarticular and intraarticular. Intraarticular, which is involving the joint. And callus, it could be hypertrophic, oligotrophic, atrophic, and infection, aseptic and infected. Now what is the classification? The classification was given by Weber and Ketch. So avascular or atrophic is divided into four types: the torsion wedge, that is mostly the intermediate fragment; the comminuted, the necrotic intermediate fragment; defect means loss of bone fragment; atrophic means scar tissue with no osteogenic potential; and hypervascular or hypertrophic, like elephant foot, the hypertrophic, more hypertrophic and rich in callus; and horse type, mildly hypertrophic but poor in callus; and oligotrophic, non-union is there is no hypertrophy at all and no callus. So the type of non-union is vascular, that is hypertrophic and oligotropic; avital, that is atropic; and avital, necrotic and defect. Now what is the clinical features for non-union? Is persistent pain will be there, no physiological motion, progressive deformity, no radiographic evidence of the healing, and failed implants. The radiological evaluations is standard radiograph are often diagnostic. 45-degree oblique film can increase the diagnostic accuracy. Despite additional projections, the potential for false positive result for fracture healing remains. Serial radiograph assessment is required or necessary. The stress radiograph gives the status of stability of the fixation. It also confirms the clinical diagnosis. Now sometimes the computed tomography like CT scan is also very important to rule out the non-union, as you can see in the picture. Now come to the management. So we can manage it. Conservative management mostly they don't help in non-union. So we have to go directly to the surgical management. So what are the principles for the surgical management? First you have to, if any infection is there, then you have to cure the infection first. Then correct the deformity if it is significant. Then provide stability through implants and add biological stimulant when needed or necessary. So the treatment principle of infected non-union: if contaminated implant and devitalization implant must be removed. If implant is got infected, we have to remove it immediately. Then the temporary stabilization by the external fixator, and you have to send the culture for specification for antibiotics, plus minus local antibiotic delivery, antibiotic beads we can put inside the wound. The secondary stabilization with augmentation of osteogenesis, that is cancellous grafting. Now adding the stability, you can do it by three things: external fixator, plating, and intramedullary device. How to do with the external fixator? Like the largest indication is a temporary stabilization of following infection debridement. Also useful in correction of stiff deformity and lengthening. This is the Eligaro fixation applied for the non-union of tibia. Then come to the plate stabilization. The plate is provide a powerful reduction tool. The surgical technique should strive for absolute stability. Locking plate have improve the stability and fixation strength other than relative indications. Other relative indications are like absent medullary canal, metaphyseal non-union, when open reduction or removal of prior implant is required. Multiple indication for plate is broken implant required that removal, the metaphyseal non-union, significant deformities, techniques, the blade properly positioned in the distal fragment, reduction obtained by bringing the plate to the shaft, absolute stability with the leg screw, and non-union was not exposed. The most important thing in the non-union to treat the non-union is bone grafting, the gold standard for biological and mechanical purpose. The property of autograft, osteogenic, a source of vital bone cells, osteoinductive, recruitment of local mesenchymal cells, osteoconductive, scaffold for ingrow of new bone, and bone graft can also be allograft. Now the new techniques, like we can use the stem cells and bone morphological proteins. It is mostly taken from the aspirated iliac crest stem cells, has been shown to enhance the activity of osteoconductivity graft. There are few commercially available recommended BMP provide to be effective treating the non-union. Okay, so this is the example, like we have to take the bone graft BMP from here, and this is the cancellous bone grafting putting into the non-union site. This is an example of 60-year-old woman patient who presented to us after 8 months of the injury, and she has got non-union and was treated with the open reduction internal fixation with the bone grafting. And here is the post-op picture after 1 year follow-up, which is unite well. Okay, thank you.